Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. This review of Death Squared for the Nintendo Switch is an excerpt from episode 88 of my podcast, which is called Switchcraft, a podcast all about Nintendo Switch. Comes out 3 times a week. Check out the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and let's jump right into the review. Well, like I said earlier, I got a review copy of Death Squared, which, by the way, is on sale. I think it's 20% off this week. And so I got a review copy of the game, full disclosure, just so people know that that's not something that I paid for. This is a puzzle game, multiplayer puzzle game, although you can play it single player as well. And there's 80 levels in it, although I've read that there's some bonus levels in as well. And the crux of the gameplay, it's kind of like almost a 3/4 view, 3-dimensional world. You control these little boxes that are on the board, and on every board there's 4 circles, and there's 4 boxes, and you have to get the appropriate box to the appropriate circle. So there's red, green, blue, and yellow, I think. So those are the 4 colors, and you have to get the green box on the green circle. Well, along the way, there's obstacles, like maybe you have to move the boxes in a certain order in order to get the one box where you want to get it. Sometimes as you are moving one box across, spikes will pop up in a certain spot and it will break your other boxes. And, even if you die, it just respawns the level and you do it again. And it's really not that big a deal. There's other things in each level that react to the way that you're moving your characters. So let's say the red box moves. There'll be these little transparent red blocks that also move. And you have to mess around with the characters just enough so that you can figure out, okay, when I move the red box to the left, these little transparent red cubes, they will move up. When I move it to the right, they'll move down. And so you kind of have to work that part out. And, if you're the yellow box, you can't go through the transparent red cubes. I don't know if the red box can. There's also lasers. So there'll be a laser that will shoot, and it'll be color-coded laser. The red box can stand in the red laser. The blue box cannot. And the blue box can stand in the blue laser, and the red box cannot. Sometimes, the laser will point at the red box, and as the red box moves from place to place, the laser follows it. So you might have to take a gray box, these are lifeless boxes that you can only push around, and push it into the path of where the red laser is going to be so that it blocks that laser and the other boxes can get to their location. Maybe you have to stack the boxes on top of each other because it's a 3D world, and maybe the button that the green box has to go on is 2 levels high, so you have to get the red one on the bottom, and then a yellow one on top, and a green one on top of that, and move it over to the level, and then the green one can get onto, because they can't jump, it can get onto the button. This is really cool. It's a very, very good game. I played it with my son a little bit, and he didn't really like it, and I think it's because it's very easy to fall off the edge. Because there's 4 boxes, and when you're playing a game with 4 boxes, each player is controlling two of the boxes. So you'll be playing, and for the people who are listening, I'm holding up my red Joy-Con. You move around, and I think this is a mistake. There was one thing that I didn't like about Death Squared is when I'm moving around with the Joy-Con, in order to switch from the red box to the blue box, I have to hold down the SR button on my Joy-Con, and I would very much have preferred that I could just, maybe click in the stick, or maybe just press the SR button, or have it mapped to one of the face buttons so that I don't have to hold it down to change from the red box to the blue box, so that I could just hit a button and have it flip over. because there were a lot of times where I thought that I was pushing down on the button, or I had forgotten to push down the button, and I had meant to move the blue box or the red box, and we moved the wrong one, and we have to start over. So he got a little bored with it after a while and started trolling me. So he would like push me off the edge or make sure that the spikes killed me, or and I was like, stop that, I'm trying to solve these puzzles. But the game is really good, and I'm looking forward to playing it with other adults who might not get bored with it quite so fast. It's definitely a game that I think that you should pick up, and it's on sale right now for 20% off, I believe. So that's my recommendation, is Death Squared. I highly recommend that game. It's a very fun Switch game, and it's one of those games that does a great job showcasing why the Switch is so great. That pick up and play, share the Joy-Cons with your friends, and just anywhere you are, you can just pull off the Joy-Con and sit there and try and solve a puzzle together. And there's not very, there's nothing, the barrier to entry to this game is very, very low. Anybody can play it. Not everybody's going to stick with it because it can get frustrating at times. There were a couple times where we were doing puzzles and I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. What are we supposed to do? And then finally it would click. But when it does click, you're very ecstatic. It's like, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't think of that. So I recommend the game Death Squared. Check it out.